Russ Selman of Cincinnati Bearcats on SI here with new Cincinnati Bearcats kicker Steven Rusnak. Steven, just first off, I know you in the kind of Q&A with the fans on social media, you opened up about why you came to Cincinnati, but real quick for people who didn't see that, what was the big reason a guy who went perfect from the field in all kicks last year landed on Cincinnati as the place he wanted to be in the portal?
Yeah, I think for me, it comes down to the culture, the environment, being around a winning program, being around a top tier staff, and being around a group of guys that all have the same common goal, right? Get to Dallas here. And yeah, the education's top notch, and I love it here.
What was there like a big aha moment in the recruiting process when maybe a coach or another player said something to you where you're like, all right, I'm definitely in, I'm ready to go?
I mean, I think it comes back to, when I was in high school and I was going through the recruiting process, I always wanted to go to Cincinnati. I thought it was a great place.
Okay.
The whole Desmond Ritter era, that was awesome. And when that came into the picture, it was the first school that talked to me. So I kind of knew that was something that's something that's big for me, is like, that was the first guy to reach out to me. It was the first guy to say something, and, it ended up being home.
There you go. Spent the season last year at Charlotte, 3 years at Michigan State before that, and you really just explode onto the scene at Charlotte. Did you kind of always feel like you had that accuracy, that distance, and that power in your leg ready to show?
Yeah, I mean, it took a lot of developing, from going from a walk-on to Michigan State, trusting the process, trusting the system, knowing that at some point an opportunity was going to come to me. How it played out is just a blessing in itself. So, yeah.
Perfect from the field last year, 11 for 11 on field goals. You made all your extra point attempts. Was there ever a moment where that started to creep into your thinking? How do you handle that as a kicker in terms of like the mental sports aspect of being a kicker? I'm sure that's a huge aspect of it.
Yeah, I like to break it down kick by kick, right?
Okay.
Every kick matters. Every extra point matters. Every guy on the field does their job to put me in a position where I can do my job, right? So if I do what I need to do off the field in the off season on a day-to-day basis, it's going to come together on the field.
How do you stay kind of sharp? How do you sharpen your game? How does a kicker do that? Because I'm sure it's individual for a lot of different guys, and obviously you're a huge part of the team, but you're not in the action day to day during the drills and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, in the off season, I'm doing everything everyone else is doing, right? They're busting their tail, I'm busting my tail, and I think that's what builds the culture. That's what builds their belief in me, my belief in them. And at the end of the day, it's like I take care of my one, they take care of their one. That's all three phases.
Do you kind of take pride in the fact that you can be a maybe skeleton key for this team this year to get back to a bowl game at least? Just the small margins that led to a 5-7 record last year. A couple kicks from you here or there this year could be the difference in a win or two or three.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, that's my job, is to make kicks. I'm here. It's a blessing. I'm here. I want to do everything that I can to put our team in the best position. And when it comes down to it, I hope these guys can count on me.
Speaking with UC kicker Steven Rusnak, you're rocking two different shoes here. We'll give the people on video a little look at the shoes. And obviously, I saw Max does that as well. Max Fletcher, the punter. And I'm sure it's different reasons for both of you, but you specifically, was there like a kick or a game that made you want to pick that shoe in particular? Have you always kicked with two different shoes? How does that work?
Yeah, it started when I was back at Michigan State. Very first game, we were on a grass field at Northwestern, slipped in warm-ups, so I wanted something with a little better traction. It's a football cleat, it's a little bigger studs.
Okay.
And I just kind of stuck with that, and I've never changed it. So,
what is the biggest key to hitting a 55-yard kick or a kick 50-plus yards? What is the biggest factor in making one of those?
Treat it like an extra point.
I love that. A couple more questions here for Steven Rusnak, new Cincinnati kicker. Have you been able to find any kind of go-to spots yet on campus? Anything really stuck out to you about living in Clifton so far? I know it's been a whirlwind few months.
Yeah, I live over in Mount Auburn.
Yeah,
I think is what it's called. And I've been to a couple different spots. The new Shake Shack's awesome. Mio's Pizza, delicious. Adriatico's delicious. So I'm just trying to move my way around different places.
I love it. Steven Rusnak, everybody, new Cincinnati kicker.